Where silence began. Some homes are loud with laughter, others are loud with silence. Zainab first learned the sound of silence in a house in Ibadan, where arguments lived longer than joy. She was 13 then, old enough to understand pain, too young to escape it. Her younger sister Mariam, barely 8, still believed every raised voice would eventually soften. Their father, Rashid, and their mother, Halima, once loved each other fiercely. But love, when starved of patience, turns bitter. Fights became frequent. Nights grew longer. Apologies disappeared. Eventually, the marriage ended, not with peace, but with exhaustion. Both parents remarried. Zainab and Mariam stayed with their father and his new wife, Madame Sophia. That was where endurance truly began. Sophia smiled often, but her smile never reached her eyes. She woke the girls before dawn, burdened them with chores meant for adults, and reminded them daily that they were not her children. Hunger became familiar. Kind words became rare. Their father tried, sometimes. But silence is also a choice, and Rashid chose it too often. Zainab endured not because she was strong, but because she had no option. When Sophia's cruelty grew heavier, Zainab sought refuge in church, not for religion, but for breath. There, she met Esther, the daughter of Pastor Daniel. One afternoon, Zainab poured out her life like water spilling from a cracked pot. Esther listened, and then she spoke. Esther told her father everything. Pastor Daniel approached Rashid and suggested Zainab stay with his family. Zainab herself gathered courage and told her father she could no longer breathe in that house. Rashid resisted. Pride fought guilt. But eventually, he agreed. Also, Zainab thought. The pastor changed his mind. The houses were too close. Rumors travel faster than truth. Instead, Pastor Daniel introduced a woman from Uyo, now living in Calabar, who promised to take Zainab in and sponsor her education. Her name was Auntie Beatrice. Promises are easy to make when the future is far away. Calabar was beautiful. The food was rich. The clothes were new. Zainab slept on a real bed. For the first time in years, she felt safe. But months passed. No school. 1 month. 2, 6, 1 year. Zainab's mind began to ache. One morning, while Auntie Beatrice was at work, Zainab visited nearby schools alone. 4 schools. Same answer. Bring your parent or guardian. When she reported back, Beatrice exploded. So you've been roaming the streets. Later, she calmed down and suggested computer training. Zainab nodded, but in her heart, she screamed. She called her father, reported everything. Nothing changed. Soon, Beatrice began leaving her with different people, cleaning houses, running errands, waiting endlessly. Then one day, Beatrice sent her back to Lagos without warning, but not without poison. She told the pastor Zainab was moving with boys. In Lagos, Zainab stayed with Pastor Daniel's family. She was interrogated, tested, examined. Twice, she was clean. Still, suspicion lingered like smoke. That was when Auntie Moreniki, a widow from Ilorin, visited. She listened to Zainab's story quietly. Then she said, "If education is all she wants, I can help." Hope returned. Zainab's sister Mariam was taken first to Ilorin. Months later, Zainab joined them. School began immediately. For the first time in years, Zainab smiled without fear. But goodness, too, can expire. Auntie Moreniki changed. She burned Zainab's clothes, delayed school fees, withheld food money, accused her of theft, embarrassed her publicly at school. Teachers noticed. Some protected her quietly. Chores made them late to school. Hunger followed them into classrooms. Zainab endured again. Then the old woman arrived. Auntie Merenike brought her 90-year-old mother to live with them. The woman was ill. She soiled the house, smeared walls, screamed at night. Zainab and Mariam became caregivers. They prayed silently while washing floors and bodies. "If nothing else, God," Zainab whispered, "reward us for this." Then Rashid came. Zainab told him everything. He told her to endure. A week later, he died of a heart attack. The world tilted. After the burial in Lagos, relatives promised support. Money was given. Words were sweet. Back in Ilorin, kindness lasted only a while. Then it ended. Zainab finished her SSCE in one sitting. That was her freedom. When abuse continued, she packed her bag. Mariam insisted on coming. At the motor park, Auntie Merenike resisted. She had transport money for one. Zainab said Mariam would sit on her lap. Strangers intervened. They left. Sophia welcomed them, temporarily. Zainab hawked food. Fights returned. Mariam was enrolled in JSS2. An uncle took Zainab away to work as a house help. She saved money. Applied to nursing school. She was scammed. Everything vanished. Zainab searched for her mother. She found her. Married. Distant. Guarded. Halima did not want history returning. Still, she sent Zainab to her sisters. There, Zainab met Kunle. She told him everything. He believed her. Zainab gained admission. Kunle raised acceptance fees. Her mother later refunded him. After first year, Zainab got pregnant. Marriage discussions failed. She deferred school. She swore her child would never live her life. Kunle enrolled her in tailoring. Later, she returned to school, finished her education. Safia, the stepmother, became her confidant. Life is strange that way. Zainab did not escape pain. She outlived it. And that sometimes is victory.